Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back to your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as well as the vast majority of crypto and finance. And with that being said, I hope that you are all having a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are out there in the world. One of the biggest words around crypto right now is tokenization. The biggest buzzword in crypto markets currently means not just bringing new digital assets on chains, but in the future, originating and settling them on chain as well. What's crazy about this, right, is that I feel as though a lot of people are overlooking how much money is going to be flowing on chain on a lot of these great ledgers that have been around for a while. Listen, as we talk about tokenization, we're not talking about tokenization on Bitcoin. We're not talking about tokenization on Ethereum. We're talking about tokenization on efficient technology. Talking about Hedera, talking about XRP Ledger, right? Stellar. I mean, there's a lot of great players in the space, and I feel as though a lot of people don't realize how much money is locked away behind a lot of these illiquid asset classes. Everyone can get stuck on the idea of Ripple's unlocking nostril vostro accounts for cross-border payments. That's $27 trillion the last time that we looked at it, right? Think about how much money is trapped behind real estate, a very illiquid asset class. That's $300 trillion. This is why I focus on tokenization so heavily on this channel. Listen, the next millionaires and billionaires of the world are going to be created by investing into the underlying infrastructure that tokenization will blossom on. I believe that XRP and the XRP Ledger is purpose-built for a tokenized economy. Now, within this article, right, we get a few good looks at a few things. The last 6 months in crypto markets have been dominated by two main narratives. The prospect of Bitcoin ETFs, which were finally approved by the SEC in January, and so-called real-world assets. Interestingly enough, these themes represent two sides of the same coin. Bitcoin ETFs take digitally native assets off-chain, while real-world assets bring traditional assets on-chain. Now, we've actually talked about the ETFs stepping stone in order for us to actually realize tokenization. In fact, there was a great article that got written over here on Bitcoin Magazine as well, which is Tokenized Inc., BlackRock's plan to own the fractionalized world. Again, these are the giants like BlackRock that don't want to give up any dominance, and they are going to be tapping in heavily into the tokenized economy. But we even have down here, both traditional and decentralized finance experts have hailed these related innovations. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink, for example, told CNBC, ETFs are step one in the technological revolution in the financial markets. Step two is going to be the tokenization of every financial asset. Key word there is every. Literally, everything of value is going to be tokenized. Think about how crazy this is. I would argue that bringing the entire value chain, not just the end product on chain, should be the final objective for all financial assets. That includes equities, fixed income, cash equivalents, alternative investments, and the many structured products that build on top of them. Guys, I feel as though tokenization, the main reason why this is blossoming into a much larger focus point is because the big players, BlackRock, VanEck, Vanguard, State Street, Wisdom Tree, all of these giants that are, by the way, Wall Street giants, or they are incumbents, guess what? They realized this isn't going away. We need to start tapping in, and tokenization is a door that has been left unopened for a very long time, and now they see it. So this is where I believe that we are going to start to see the first $1 trillion poured in from the traditional financial space in terms of investments, adoption, or even just integrating specific products within their tech stack. This is where things get very, very interesting. Now, I hate to interrupt you guys, but for all of those XRP holders out there, and for everyone that is a big fan of DCENT Wallets, guys, they are giving away 24 XRP to anyone that does purchase a DCENT wallet from now until the 25th of this month. but also you get instantly entered into a giveaway of 2024 XRP for, of course, the new year. You guys can go and purchase a DCENT wallet through my link down in the description below, as well as in the comments below. All you have to do is submit your address to get the 24 XRP automatically, and then this will automatically roll you in to the pool to win 2024 XRP. So guys, do want to go check this out? You guys are more than welcome to. The winner will be announced on the DCENT Wallet Twitter account on March 11th. Guys, go check it out if you haven't already. And guess what? Through my link, you get an exclusive discount right now as well. So if you guys do want to go check this out, you guys are more than welcome to with the links down in the description below, as well as in the comments below. Now, as we do look at major tokenization key players to focus on, big shout out to ISO 2022. Let's do it for this. We can actually see a few players here. So right here, we have tokenization market key players. Thales Group, which by the way, Thales is tapped in with Ripple heavily. If you guys have not done the research, I suggest to go and look at what Thales is doing. But on the rest of the list, we have Fiserv and so many other great players, including even MasterCard. But on the next slide, here we have key prominent players in the tokenization market. Now, this is where blue chips come out to play. American Express, for an example, huge player. The rest here, again, you have MasterCard at the bottom. On the last slide, the rest of the list is revealed as well. And Visa is even tapped in, and other major players. So these are absolute giants. They're major banking giants, payment services, payment solutions. Now, you might be wondering, why are all of these big players tapped into the tokenization market? Well, Van Eck, the CEO of Van Eck, recently also mentioned two big hurdles around the tokenization of real-world assets. Now, this is where all XRP holders should focus up. Why? Well, let's look into it. So, the first big problem is liquidity. The tokenization of real-world assets such as real estate, art, or commodities has the potential to revolutionize investment strategies by providing increased liquidity, transparency, and fractional ownership. However, the liquidity side is a big problem. Liquidity provision requires sophisticated market-making mechanisms. I think I know what that could be. Now, the automated market maker did get delayed. I was thinking about doing a video on it, but I just didn't want to waste your guys' time. It got delayed because of there was a problem in the code. So now they're going back and reworking it, trying to see what they could fix and make sure that it is fully up to date and also fully flaw-free when they do launch it. So we are still waiting on the AMM to be fully approved and passed. But this is why I say that the AMM is actually the secret sauce around a lot of these big moves being made in the real world. Tokenization is one of the biggest things. In fact, I would argue that it's even bigger than cross-border payments. I have been focused on tokenization for a very long time because of the amount of money behind it. But the big thing that we need to focus on is, what do we need in order to actually have this happen? Liquidity. Liquidity is big. According to Van Eck, the first and primary barrier to tokenizing real-world assets is liquidity, specifically answering the question of who provides the liquidity. Tokenization, the process of converting rights to an asset into a digital token on a blockchain, theoretically allows for any asset to be tokenized. However, Van Eck said that the presence of a buyer and seller is not sufficient. Someone has to make a market in it, the tokenized real-world asset, and someone's got to make money making a market in it. So, it's not just that someone can create a tokenized real-world asset of anything, it's who's providing the market structure around the liquidity. And this is why I say, focus on the ones that are trying to bring the tools to this space and build specific things around these problems. Ripple is trying to do that. We have a lot of great things on the XRP ledger that are really kind of right there, waiting to be passed. Again, they need to rework it a little bit, but it's still there. Those are key pieces of the puzzle that need to be put in place in order for Ripple to really spotlight tokenization on the XRP ledger. And the reason why I'm saying Ripple, because again, the XRP ledger is the XRP ledger, Ripple is Ripple. But Ripple has been tapped in on institutional DeFi initiatives for a very long time, even around tokenization. And they also have custody services already in place. There's a lot that goes into this, but Ripple has it all under one umbrella, including, of course, liquidity provisions with XRP. Last but not least, regulation. Regulations are a big focus, but MiCA is getting passed this year. MiCA is a big game changer because guess what? It's Europe. That's going to put a lot of pressure on the US to actually say, all right, well, now we need to have regulations in place. Should we follow up with what the EU's doing and really kind of tap into MiCA, or should we draft our own? In my opinion, there's going to be a harmonized approach. They can't have fragmentation in terms of regulation, but this is something that I've been watching for because all of these pieces that are coming together now are revolutionizing the traditional world and allowing for tokenization to really kind of be achieved. Now, outside of this, Ripple just recently put out a great article, and it's part 1. I didn't want to break this fully down because obviously we're probably going to get part 2, part 3, who knows, right? How many parts? But we will get a second part. Why are more enterprises exploring real-world asset tokenization as a way to unlock liquidity, access to always-on markets, improved efficiency and automation, greater financial agility and flexibility? And within this, we could actually see at the end of 2022, the Monetary Authority of Singapore announced that Project Guardian had completed its first live trades, believed to be the first time a major bank had tokenized deposits on a public blockchain. The project brought together DBS Bank, JP Morgan, and even SBI Digital Asset Holdings to conduct foreign exchange and government bond transactions on the Polygon network. Now, I know people are out there saying, oh, it's on the Polygon network, that means XRP is replaced. It's ridiculous. All of these are just like trials. These are POCs essentially. But again, this shows you that the big players are already focused up. And by the way, SBI, they've been very bullish on Ripple and XRP for a very long time, and even XDC. This is just one example of the growing movement to tokenize real-world assets like stocks, bonds, commodities, real estate, and more with blockchain technology. Businesses are clamoring to develop strategies to join the tokenized economy, driven by the superior capabilities of moving and managing tokenized assets on a blockchain, including access to always-on markets, improved efficiency and automation, improved data transparency, security encryption capabilities, and greater financial agility and flexibility, to name a few. So as we really look at this, right, this is all still focused on the original goal of the Internet of Value. Specifically, how and why more enterprises are turning to tokenization to unlock liquidity, enhance efficiency, and realize transparency, ultimately delivering on the promise of the Internet of Value. And all of this is really a global asset transformation. Like everything of value will be tapped in. The Boston Consulting Group, by the way, they predicted already $16 trillion business opportunity in terms of tokenized assets by 2030, which is a conservative prediction. They even said that it was conservative. This sentiment is echoed in Ripple's 2023 New Value Report, which found that 50% of global finance leaders believe tokenization will have significant impacts on nearly every asset class, including bonds, private equity, real estate, commodities, derivatives, and carbon markets. Now, let me ask you all this. Do you know how much money is locked away behind all of this? It's over $1 quadrillion. Token pioneers lead the way. This is what I mean when we really look at the visionary companies like Ripple that have already been tapped in on all fronts to actually realize this. And this is why I say you need to be focused on the moves being made around specific things. We have in November of 2023, HSBC announced that the company will work with Medico to develop a digital asset custody service for institutional clients that plan to invest in tokenized securities or tokenized gold. Up here is Thalo, by the way, with carbon credits, which we did a little bit of a breakdown. That is around the XRP ledger. DBS Bank, we just recently talked about them with SBI and JP Morgan, like I said. This was a big one as well. They traded in lots of $10,000 versus the typical $250,000, making the token more accessible to a wider range of investors. And then also pivoting to another industry plagued with liquidity problems is real estate transactions with Proppy, which, by the way, Proppy is doing incredible things. I've been focused on them for a bit of time, but tokenization is here to stay. Of the more than 1,700 finance leaders that took part in Ripple's recent global survey, 72% expect to explore tokenization in the next 3 years. Now, I want to bring you guys to this video clip over here. This is from Good Morning Crypto. This is David Schwartz. Tokenization is about to revolutionize the XRP ledger, and Ripple CTO David Schwartz unveils the timeline 12 to 18 months, and this was back in 2023, with a $1.4 quadrillion market. Even 1% capture means trillions flowing into XRP. This is why I say the whole idea about how XRP this, XRP that, or hey, which one is better? Is XRP better than XLM, or is XLM better than XRP? Like, these types of discussions are low IQ discussions. The big discussion here is $1.4 quadrillion market. 1%, 2%, 3%, 5%. Like, these are the percentages that some of these ledger technologies will grasp, and just 1% could ultimately change everything. That's where the high IQ discussions really kind of morph into reality, right? Where we talk about specifics. All right, well, could XRP grasp 1% of that market? 100%. Why do I say that? Liquidity is a big deal. A lot of the things that are needed around tokenization, custody services, security, things like that. Guess what? Ripple's already tapped in with Medico. Medico has already the biggest players under its belt already with HSBC, BNP Paribas, Citi. There's so many big players there. And yes, Citi's still questionable, but guys, these are massive players. And the XRP ledger has been truly a great place for a lot of tokenization endeavors already. So it would make sense that a lot of those institutions, a lot of those big finance leaders, they're going to be looking at the best in class technology, or at least the technology that has been around the longest, that has been thriving, that has never had an outage, that's never had a problem. The XRP ledger, it's been around for well over a decade now. So listen closely to what David Schwartz is saying.
That's one of the many reasons why the XRP ledger is going to be a good place to launch tokenized real world assets. I think we'll see that in the next year, year and a half. I'm hoping that we're going to see, as real world asset tokenization projects grow, I think the XRP ledger is going to be a really good platform for them to launch on, particularly because of the low fees and because of the integration with the DEX, with the proximity to sort of the movement of funds. The ability, if someone's going to buy, what do you want to do with a real world tokenized asset? You want to buy it, you want to sell it, you want to hold it, you want to transfer it. And if you want to buy it and sell it, you want to be able to do that with whatever asset is convenient for you. You don't want to tie, if you tokenize some sort of debt, like you don't want to tie it to US dollars, because then that limits access to it to people who have sort of proximity to US dollars. One of the things the XRP ledger is good for is giving you sort of proximity to many different assets, and that exchange is seamlessly built in. So I think that's going to make, that's one of the many reasons why the XRP ledger is going to be a good place to launch tokenized real world assets. I think we'll see that in the next year, year and a half. That's one of the.
And again, you know, these are the specifics that you need to know about XRP and the XRP ledger and why it's poised to become a significant pillar in this new world of finance that's essentially being created through a lot of these great technologies that are extremely innovative and also revolutionary. Again, tokenization, it's a must follow. It's a must watch. And I think that's a topic that everyone needs to be looking into, because if you want to become extremely wealthy over the next couple years, guys, tokenization, investing in underlying technologies around it, even the XRP ledger, right? Investing into XRP, but beyond that, diversifying into other tokenization endeavors. Guys, there's so much money to be made in the tokenization space because, like I said, the big players, the financial giants of the world, they are tapped in heavily. They are investing. They are looking at what they can do with this, and they realize the power behind it. And trust me when I say they are already prepared. They are already planning. Van Eck, I'm telling you right now, Van Eck already has a lot of tokenization endeavors under its belt. They're not waiting for liquidity and regulatory hurdles to be solved. No, they're already here now. So when they are solved, guess what? They can go live with it immediately. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. If you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.